Rock here with another stream. It is Tuesday, June 14th, 1:03 p.m. Standard Time if you're watching this live. The overall crypto market cap has come down quite a bit since last week, Friday, Thursday. Things have come down a lot since then. Overall crypto market cap is sitting just under $950 billion. We are officially below $1 trillion for the overall market cap for crypto. Bitcoin dominance sitting right around 45%. ETH dominance sitting at 15.6%. Bitcoin dominance did reach up to I believe 48, 49% in the past few days. Bitcoin did see a little bit of a bounce right around 20,900, and because of that, we are seeing some alts in the green. But as you can see, Bitcoin is sitting right around 22,400, ETH right around 1,200, Binance Coin right around 220, Cardano under 50 cents, Solana below $30, Polkadot right around 725. You can see a lot of these altcoins have taken quite the beating in the past few days since our last stream. But something that I would like to point out is if we look at the year to date, Bitcoin is only down 52.94%. Next loser, I don't know why this changed. I had it set before the stream, my bad. So as we can see, Bitcoin is down the least. Bitcoin is down the least out of all the cryptos, down 52.95% year to date. Binance Coin just a whopping 5% more down in the since the beginning of the year. Surprisingly, Cardano is down less than say Ethereum year to date. So kind of interesting, kind of speaks volumes on the community. Now that's not to say this number, maybe goes up to 70% or 75% here in the short term. I do think these two will not hold a lower. Sorry, I don't think that these two altcoins, Binance Coin and Cardano, I don't think they will remain where they are. I think ETH will gradually make its way up here, and then these two altcoins will go down. But let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Taking a look at the 1 minute, we can see that Bitcoin was overbought here in the past 24 hours, just a couple of times. We did see some signs of it being oversold right around here, right around 21.7. And since then, the bulls have kind of driven the price upwards back above 22,000. We'll see if it holds. Looking at the lines of support, we can see on the 1 hour chart that the bulls were fighting for 25.6 for a few hours back yesterday morning, roughly speaking, and then the bears drove the price action down to the next line of support right around 23,650. The bulls tried to hold that line of support. Bears ultimately drove the price even down further than where we were just 2 days ago, and they drove it all the way to roughly a little bit below $21,000. Pretty crazy stuff. Bulls are back in charge. They had a little rally up to roughly 23,350. Ultimately got rejected. So we do still have leaps and bounds to go before we are headed to where we were just a few weeks ago. Looking at the bigger picture, the 1 day chart, we can see that that bear flag did break out to the downside. Wasn't too hot to see Bitcoin tank a whopping nearly 20% in the past 72 to 96 hours. Pretty crazy stuff. So we can see Bitcoin on the weekly chart, it did put in that green candle that broke the record of, I believe, 9 red candles on the weekly chart in a row. That green flag prevented it from becoming 10, but as you can see, the past 2 weeks, we continue to move down further. So, question is, will we see a $20,000 Bitcoin here in the next week? It's anybody's guess, you guys. I don't have a crystal ball. I personally think Bitcoin will bottom out somewhere between 15 and 18,000. That's still quite the drawdown from here. I mean, $15,000 dollar Bitcoin is over a 33% drawdown from where we are right now, and we just experienced roughly a 25% drawdown here in the past few days. So I do think we will bottom somewhere between there. I know some people are calling $8 to $11,000 Bitcoin. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think it's pretty unlikely. As I was explaining to my friend, previous cycle, Bitcoin did an 85% pullback. I don't think it will do that again. I think we're somewhere between 75 and 80%. If it were to do a 85% drawdown, we'd probably be seeing like $9 to $11,000 Bitcoin. If it pulls back 80%, we're looking at somewhere between $12 to $14,000. And again, I think 75 to 80% drawdown is pretty much realistic. I'm not saying can't go lower, but we'll see. Headed over to Twitter, Dylan Leclerc talks about how Bitcoin is now trading below its average cost basis for the first time since March 2020. That is well over 2 years, you guys. That is approximately 27 months. Pretty crazy stuff if you put things into perspective. Bitcoin, for perspective, was hit a low of, I believe, $3,000 to $4,000 in March 2020, right around the COVID crash. So just putting things into perspective. Bitcoin number of addresses holding 0.1 plus coins just reached an all-time high of 3,556,723 total addresses. This is the metric or the chart over on Glassnode. Very cool stuff. Very bullish if you ask me. Good morning, says Lynn Alden. As we can see, over the years, Bitcoin has gone through blow off tops, blow off bubbles, and unfortunately, bear markets follow thereafter. And as we can see, Bitcoin did reach somewhat of a bubble here in the past year or so. And now people are speculating whether Bitcoin's dead. I think Bitcoin is far from dead. I think it is the safe crypto by and large in the market. So don't sleep on it. Look at this. True at 30K. I saw someone post True at 26K as well. True today. It's so true. When Bitcoin is making new all-time highs, it's when everyone wants to hop in the market. They want to get a piece of the action, piece of the euphoria, so to speak. But then when Bitcoin drops half, of its price, people get scared and they walk away when that is really the time they should be doubling down on their conviction. New all-time high for Bitcoin when it comes to hash rate. Very, very cool stuff. As we can see, the last time we reached this was, if this is 2020, if this is 2022, looks like we hit it back sometime in May, pardon me, and we're actually going higher right now. Another news, Michael Saylor says MicroStrategy isn't expecting to receive a margin call, and the company has plenty more collateral to post. Saving in Bitcoin, 73% more profitable over the last 5 years when compared to the S&P 500, even after its current price crash. Very, very cool stuff. Very bullish news, if you ask me. In other news, the number of Canadians that own Bitcoin more than doubled in 1 year. It's coming from Bank of Canada. Pretty big stuff. And I guarantee you, a lot of Canadians are going to be hopping into Bitcoin this year, especially what happened over in Ottawa with people's bank accounts being frozen for donating as little as $20 to a peaceful protest, mind you. Again, just drives the utility of Bitcoin home. In other news, again, going a little over the ESG, the green energy stuff. It's a little bit comical because Canada ships coal to China. China burns coal to generate power, and then that power is used to manufacture solar panels. The solar panels are then shipped all the way back to Canada on ships using burning oil for fuel. And then in Canada, they install those solar panels and call it emissions free electricity. Creative accounting at best. I couldn't agree furthermore. I think, though I do want green innovation, I think we're far, far, far away from it. And I think a lot of the current talks around it are just virtue signaling, if nothing more. But looking at gas prices, we can see, pre-COVID, gas topped out somewhere around like 285, 290, and the lowest it went was right around $2, maybe 225. If you're in a southern state, you probably were paying maybe like 185, 195 or something like that. It might have been paying a little bit lower compared to other states, but as we can see, since the beginning of COVID crash, Congress has just spent money like crazy. The Fed/Treasury prints a whopping $6 trillion, and that is what has partially caused a rise in price for gas, not to mention a few other factors. Taking a look at this, we can see pandemic leads to projecting fear. Again, the government spent like crazy. They told everyone to stay home. Then you had lockdowns, mandates, restrictions. You can't go to this place unless you get a medical procedure. And then then came, then came the vaccine passports. You need to scan your digital ID or your QR code to confirm you're healthy to enter this facility. You need to check your papers, make sure you had all the medical procedures that are required to enter this establishment. Supply chain crisis, inflation, cost of living going up, recession, CBDC is going to be imposed, globalized treaties. We're already kind of seeing that with the WHO social credit score, which is already taking place in China, mind you. China uses its vast COVID surveillance infrastructure to stifle protests by turning people's health QR codes red. So, what is stopping a government here in the West from doing such a thing? I mean, just for example, Mr. Trudeau actually squashed out a peaceful protest in Ottawa. The court actually ruled that the protest was fully legal and he had no precedent to squash the protest. So I don't know, not going to get too into it, but if China can do it, I do believe, unfortunately, some other countries will have the same capacity and capability to do so. In other news, what the cell is going on? Because I got this email just 2 days ago from Celsius. We are writing with a very important message for our community due to extreme market conditions. Today, we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. We are taking this action today to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations. Acting in the interest of our community is our top priority in service of that commitment, and to adhere to our risk management framework, we have activated a clause in our terms of use that will allow for this process to take place. Celsius has valuable assets, and we are working diligently to meet our obligations. We are taking this necessary action for the benefit of our entire community in order to stabilize liquidity and operations while we take steps to preserve and protect assets. Furthermore, customers will continue to accrue rewards during the pause in line with our commitment to our customers. We understand that this news is difficult, but we believe that our decision to pause withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts is the most responsible action we can take to protect the community. We're working with a singular focus to protect and preserve assets to meet our obligations to customers. Our ultimate objective is stabilizing liquidity and restoring withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts as quickly as possible. There's a lot of work ahead as we consider various options. This process will take time and there may be delays. We thank the incredible Celsius community for our support today. It's our pleasure to serve you. Our operations continue, and we will continue to share information with the community as it becomes available. Kind of interesting. I was hearing some FUD about Celsius here in the past few weeks. I was like not paying a whole lot of attention to it, and then a bulb went off in my head this past weekend. Like, should probably move some funds off of there just in case the FUD is true, just in case they do go down or whatever. And kid you not, guys, while I was at work and I had some downtime, I whitelisted a address for some of my ETH and my Solana. And then I got this email literally like within 8 to 12 hours of me doing these two things. So this ETH that I was going to move over, this Solana that I was going to move over to FTX US, it's not going to happen. And to be honest, I'm like a little pissed, not going to lie, because I could be getting a higher yield over an FTX US. I could be earning 8% on my ETH, 8% on my Solana compared to Celsius. I believe they're offering either 5.5 or 6% on ETH right now, and I believe 4.5 or 5% on Solana. Again, not bad. I'm chasing the yield, but if you guys have a majority of your funds on a platform like Celsius or BlockFi, I would strongly recommend you divvy up how much crypto you have on each platform, divide it equally. Ideally, you have some of it even on a cold storage wallet. I do not have a cold storage wallet. I can tell you later this year I will be purchasing one, and I will be putting probably a quarter of my crypto on there because I don't want to run the chance that Celsius or Voyager, I don't think Voyager would do this, but it's just not a good look. And then they didn't really say anything till this morning at 7:24 a.m. They've been quiet on Twitter for the past 2 days ever since they sent out that email. They said they're working as quickly as possible and share information as and when it becomes appropriate. Acting in the interest of our community remains our top priority. Now, DJ Crypto, a guy who's a Voyager bull, he says that's not true. Moving $320 million over to FTX and selling and then shutting down withdrawals, deleted tweets from Alex Mashinsky, prompting the community to hodl and buy and then shutting them down. Tweets calling it FUD when the rumors suddenly became true. Trust is gone at Celsius. I couldn't agree more. DJ Crypto. I'm not too happy with Celsius. I can give myself, like many other people, as soon as withdrawals are available, I'm getting my money out. I'm sorry. You've lost my trust. Again, the saying rings true here. Not your keys, not your crypto. Remember that. That's why it is very important to have some of your crypto on a cold storage wallet, a Trezor wallet, whatever it may be. Whatever works best for you. I would strongly recommend not having all your crypto on these centralized exchanges, these centralized platforms like Celsius, BlockFi, etc. Though I personally have most of my crypto on there, I would not recommend doing that moving forward, especially considering what just happened. And then all eyes now on Celsius, MakerDAO Vault. Thanks to numerous top-ups, the liquidation price has been moved down to $16.8 thousand. So essentially Celsius, in the process of creating damage control, is essentially adding collateral, I believe, so that way it's harder for the bears or the manipulators in the market to liquidate Celsius. If they were to get if Celsius were to get liquidated, it would be horrendous. I just really hope it doesn't reach to the point where people can no longer retrieve their funds whatsoever. Maybe there's thousands or tens of thousands of people that lose their money altogether with Celsius. I hate to entertain that possibility, but I mean, worse things have happened. Look at Luna. Look what happened over there. So something to think about. Bitcoiners who self-custody their Bitcoin right now, you're probably pretty happy with yourself. And one last thing, what people think it's like to hodl, what it's actually like to hodl. And what's kind of funny, you guys, is I kind of started over here and I made my way down to here because I got into the market early 2021. And as we know, Bitcoin put a new all-time high during that beginning of the first half of the year at 64K, and then went as low as roughly 28,000 and then rallied all the way past that previous all-time high up to a new one right around $69,000. So I'm kind of playing the reverse of this chart. That's why also I've been kind of holding off on buying so much crypto. Don't get me wrong, I bought a decent amount of Bitcoin and ETH the past 72 to 96 hours, but I'm still growing a decent cash position because I do think we will go lower. And if we do go down another 25, potentially 30 to 40%, those altcoins will get hammered even further. We could see potentially an $800 Ethereum. We could see a $20 Solana. We could see a $3 Chainlink. We could see a 175 BNB, a 30-cent Cardano, a 35-cent Cardano. Like, we do need to entertain these possibilities, you guys, and that's why you want to have cash on the side so you can take advantage when things are low. And maybe we hit the bottom here in the next few weeks, maybe the next few months, and maybe you're this guy on the bicycle. You start accumulating Bitcoin when it's 20,000 instead of buying when it's 60,000, and then slowly but surely Bitcoin will get closer to the next halving. And you know what happens at the halving? Every time there's a Bitcoin halving, next one is roughly, I believe, like 680 days. I might be off a few days on that count, but less than 2 years, guys. And when that happens, Bitcoin will rally tremendously to the upside, and altcoins will rally right behind it shortly thereafter. So I'm not opposed to DCAing right now. I think if you haven't DCA'd in a week or two, maybe now is not the worst time to do so. Granted, we could go lower, so don't throw all your eggs in this basket hoping it pays off. You're going to want some of those eggs for another basket, maybe in a few weeks when we do go lower. I do think altcoins will rally temporarily for a short time, and then ultimately, I think we're going to go lower, below $20,000. But that's just my 2 cents. Tomorrow we will talk about Voyager 2.0. I was gonna do it in this video, but it's just we got a good 15 minutes to talk about that, so I'll leave that till tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed the video, you're watching it over on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live next. I got some links down below for you to check out. Get trading over on Voyager. Deposit $100 within a few weeks after you trade those $100, whether you put it into USDC, ETH, Bitcoin. It's up to you what you want to put your money in, but you will get $50 worth of free Bitcoin in a few weeks after you complete that. Kind of similar system over on Binance, but instead of Bitcoin, you get $10 in free trading. Sorry, you get $10 to trade with. Pardon me. Same ordeal. Deposit $100. Trade with that $100. And then we do have a link for FTX as well, so take advantage of that. You get some free crypto on every purchase over $10. It's usually just Shiba, but better than nothing. But yeah. And then if you want to stack some Satoshis on everyday purchases, go sign up for BlockFi's Visa Signature Rewards card. You earn up to 3% back on everyday purchases for your first 3 months that you own the card. After that, 3% goes down to 1.5%. But I'm telling you guys, those Satoshis here moving forward, whether it's on your wallet or it's over on FTX earning some interest, or Voyager, these Satoshis long term, you guys think long term here, they will be a lifesaver moving forward, because more and more people, as regulation comes in, as regulation is established here in the States, more and more people will flock to Bitcoin because I don't know if you guys have read into the crypto bill, but it's pretty bullish on Bitcoin. But that about does it for today's video. I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to shoot for that. It might be 10:15, 10:20, but I'm shooting for 10 a.m. So until then, take care and invest wisely.